Hello, my dear students. Myself S. Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Rogini College of Engineering and Technology. I am going to teach the subject Operating System and Cloud Basics. Today we are going to discuss about File Allocation Table. It is simply known as FAT. The definition of File Allocation Table is, it is a data structure used by the operating system to keep track of file location on a disk. It maintains a list of all clusters on the disk and records. That is, which clusters are free, which clusters are allocated to the file, the sequence of clusters for each file. The file allocation table is a component of computer system that allow for organizing and managing of files on a disk. It helps to keep track of where the file are stored on the disk and how much space is available for new files using a table that maps for file names to their physical location on the disk. So this is the structure of the file allocation table. It has a simple and straightforward structure. It consists of sequence of entries with each entry represent a cluster on the disk. A cluster is a group of continuous sectors which is the smallest unit of disk space that can be allocated to the file. Each entry in the FAT consists of information about the status of corresponding cluster, such as whether it is free or allocated to the file. The entry also contains a pointer to the next cluster in the file, allowing the FAT to keep track of the sequence of clusters that map up a file. The file entry in the FAT is reserved for the root directory of the disk, while the remaining entries are used for files and directory clusters. The size and format of the file allocation table can vary depending on the version of the file system and size of the disk. For example, older version of file allocation table are FAT12 and FAT16, which have smallest maximum disk size, and the new version of FAT is FAT32, can support large disk and use longer entry size to accommodate more clusters. As I told that the root node is allocated for the directory entry. It holds the file information like name, attribute, size, and importantly the start block number where the file first cluster is stored. For example, if the file name is image.png, starting block allocated is 4. The file allocation table, an array where each index representation a block cluster on the disk. Each entry stores the next block number, a pointer to the next block of the file. -1 indicates that it is the end of the file, and 0 it indicates that it is a free block, that is an unused block. We will see the working of this file allocation table. The first step is the file name is image.png. The starting block is allocated is 4. The second step is the 4, it contains the value of 10. It means that we have to go to the block 10. And the third step is the block 10, it contains the value of 1, which means that the next we have to search in the block 1. Step 4, the array FAT, if the index of 1, it contains the value of 3, that is from the block 1, the pointer is assigned to the block 3, that is the next content is available in block 3. From block 3, it contains the index value -1, which represents the end of the block, that is it is marked as end of the block. It is the last block of the file. From the above diagram, we can say that the data is not stored in a sequential block, it is of non-continuous allocation. The file allocation table makes it possible to store files even if the blocks are scattered around the disk. The operating system only needs the start block from the directory entry. The rest is found by the following FAT chain. Next we will see the application. The application of file allocation table is embedded system, USB, flash drives and SD cards, and it is used bootable medias. And next is the advantages. The advantages is it is simple to implement, easy to use, it is simple in structure, it's supported on almost all operating system platforms, it is good for small disk as well as removable disk. The disadvantage of FAT is it gives poor performance in the case of larger disk, fragmentation occurs easily, slowing down file access, inefficient space usage if cluster size is large, and there is no built-in security or journaling. Thank you.